evening, everyone. I'm your host, Dan Hogan, for Centel Spotlight, a program featuring community events. And what greater event here in Winter Haven than the Citrus Festival for 1984. Tonight, I'm high atop my own horse here, Seabiscuit, on the Carousel at the fair. And we're going to have a grand program for you, featuring interviews throughout the fair. We're going to take a people's poll to find out what everybody likes about the fair for 1984. And we'll be going inside the big Orange Dome for some interesting features there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself on Centel Spotlight for this evening.
In 1905, Albert Einstein discovered the perfect media formula for 1984. E equals mc squared. Effectiveness equals more cable. Incredibly, Einstein's theory forecast 2 television Americas, with one of them, Cable America, becoming too big for advertisers to ignore. Advertisers need cable to reach these cable Americans who are watching more cable and less conventional TV. With great pride, cable TV salutes Albert Einstein, the greatest media man who ever lived.
At Sunstate Homes, we build quality into every home because we believe you should be able to own your own home and be proud of the home that you buy. Our prices start at $41,900 with several financing plans to fit your budget and payments from as low as $310 a month. But don't take my word for it. Visit a Sunstate Model Center today. Sunstate Homes, building quality homes since 1971.
Hello, everyone. Dan Hogan here for Centel Spotlight. We're on the stage of the Coca-Cola Show Tent talking to Dave Winchell. And who's your friend here, Dave?
My friend Josh.
Yes, I am Josh. I'm a handsome little kid, ain't I?
How old are you, Josh?
I am 8 years old. How old are you?
Well, I'm 37, to tell you the truth.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I. I liked it much better when I was 29.
Really? What did you do when you were 29?
I'm not going to tell you that here.
That's good news.
Dave, what do you do when you're not performing here at the Florida Citrus Festival?
I'm children's pastor at Cypress Cathedral, children's specialist, and every Sunday we have a program called Sunday Morning Live, which features people like Josh. I have other helpers like him, other dummies.
Careful there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Other little helpers, and we have big Disney-like costume characters, puppets, music, magic, all kinds of things happening at Sunday Morning Live.
And how long have you been involved in ventriloquism?
About 25 years. Started when I was a year old.
Are you kidding us?
Well, a little bit, yes.
And what first prompted your interest in ventriloquism?
Well, I had seen other ventriloquists working, and I've always admired them. And of course, with the name Winchell, most people ask me if I am associated with Paul Winchell, not related in any way, but certainly I'm his admirer. And I think he's the one who really sparked that interest in me many years ago. And now that I've become involved in children's work and being a children's specialist, of course, I do these things that capture children's attention. Of course, one of those things is ventriloquism.
And out of curiosity, if I may ask, getting into this business, you have various people you work with, such as Josh here.
Yes.
And is it appropriate to ask in front of Josh how much one of these fine people cost you?
I have been wondering that same thing.
Well, actually, anyone who is interested in getting started in it can find small vent figures, as we call them, rather than dummies, vent figures. You can find them in some of the catalogs of large department stores at Christmas time. You can make a simple hand puppet, but these type really begin at about $400 and up, depending upon whether or not it's a wooden-headed character carved, or if it's a composition figure, such as he is. Now, composition means that it's put together with a mold. It's much faster to make, much easier, and the cost is less. The same type of character as Josh in a wooden-headed vent figure would probably be another $300 or $400 more.
Okay, thank you so much.
They last the same amount of time. Just care for them, and they'll last.
We've been talking with Dave Winchell, ventriloquist, performing at the Coca-Cola Show Tent here on Kids Day and Parade Day, 1984 at the Florida Citrus Festival. And what's your favorite part of the carnival?
The shows.
Any particular show you like the best?
Country music.
Country music fan, then?
Yep.
Who's your favorite artist?
Well, you know, I like them all.
Do you?
I like them all.
Where are you from?
Florida.
What part of Florida?
Auburn, Auburndale, Florida.
Here we are inside the Orange Dome at the 1984 Citrus Festival, and we have a lot of fine people to talk with here right at this point. And I notice here this fine gentleman has a black ribbon for last place at the Florida Citrus Festival, and your name is?
My name's Gap Kovac, Dan.
And in reality, Gap, what is your position?
In reality, I'm the current president of the Florida Citrus Showcase.
And do you kind of help put it all together?
You said it very well. I help Marilyn with all of the various and sundry chores that come up during the festival's activities.
And to his left, Gap is very lucky. He's standing by Miss Florida Citrus of 1984, and your name is?
Lori Sherrard.
And let me ask you this, Lori. Have you ever participated in any type of contest of this nature before?
No, sir, this was my first one.
Well, there's something to beginner's luck. Of course, I can see anyone as lovely as you had more going for you than just luck. And where are you from?
I'm from Fort Pierce, over on the East Coast.
And where did you go to school?
I went to school at the University of Florida, the Fighting Gators up in Gainesville.
Well, I can relate to that. In years gone by, I also was one of those. They occasionally let me back up there for a game, but not too often, due to an unfortunate reputation I had at the time of my college career. And I'm just kidding about that. Just kidding. Let me ask you this. I understand from some background information I read about you that your family is involved in the citrus business. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. My dad's in the citrus business over in Vero Beach, over in the East Coast in the Indian River Belt.
And when you became Miss Florida Citrus, it was in October, and here we are in February. Give our viewers some idea of what you've been doing from October till February.
Traveling. I've been up to Boston and Chicago and New York. Basically what I do, I'm a spokesperson and sort of a goodwill ambassador for the citrus industry. You do a lot of trade shows, meeting the public, just explain to them about selecting and caring for Florida citrus and different recipe ideas and nutritional tips.
I bet probably with all the citrus you must demonstrate and show, you rarely have to take any vitamin C pills. Would that be a correct assumption?
You drink an awful lot of orange juice. If you don't, people get real upset with you. So I'd say during a day you end up drinking about 6 glasses of orange juice.
And this interview is being conducted, by the way, at the Dundee Citrus Growers Association booth. And let's talk to the lady that's been pouring the juice here, if we may. What is your name?
Helen Donaldson.
And do you think you've served a lot of people a lot of juice here today?
Quite a few, quite a few.
And I understand that they're expecting 150,000 people here. And do you think you have enough juice to go around?
We got a lot of juice.
What else are you offering at this booth besides juice?
Broiled grapefruit, the best in the state.
And do you broil it right here?
Yes, we do.
So you must have a little broiler?
We have an oven.
Do you?
Yes.
Now let me talk to this lady to your left, and she's a very busy woman. May we have your name?
I'm Marilyn Russell, General Manager.
And this gal has to work all year long to put this together, and she's done a fine job, I think. Give me some idea of how many hours just in this past week you personally have put in getting this show underway.
About 20 hours a day.
And so that allows you 4 hours to sleep and eat, basically.
Basically, and you try to sleep. When you're not here, you're worrying about it. So I'll plan to sleep on the 18th.
Okay, and how long have you been General Manager?
This is my 3rd Citrus Festival, and I really enjoy it. It's crazy. It's fun. We have a good time.
May I ask if you can give us some idea of how many exhibitors are here?
I think we probably have commercial exhibitors. We have well over 300. In competitions, thousands. With all the school entries we have in arts and crafts and language arts and citrus and FFA, and it just amounts to literally thousands of entries that we've taken in and that we've put on exhibit.
And I understand the last day of the fair, Saturday the 18th, is Wealth Day. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And give us some idea what happens on Wealth Day here at the festival.
Wealth Day, we throw money away.
And how do you go about doing that?
Okay. We will have several $100 bills and 50s and 20s and 5s and 10s, and a lot of ones in envelopes along with certificates for prizes. And about every 20 minutes during the day, our staff and squad of security guards will go out under the grounds and select one of the big rides and throw the money from that, and we will have guards here to assure that little kids don't get hurt and that it's done safely. But we will about every 20 minutes be throwing away over the day approximately $8,000 worth of cash and prizes.
Well, that sounds very interesting. What Midway is here this year?
We have United shows with us this year. This is, I think, their fifth year here, and Mr. Ed Gregory is the new owner last year and this year of the show, and we're very pleased with the quality of the rides, a lot of new rides, the Wave Swinger, and some of the extra things that he's brought along too, like Corky the Clown for the children, so he's brought in a nice show. We're real.
And what name entertainers are appearing at the festival?
We have the Diamonds start Sunday night, 50s. That's my kind of music. Monday we have Jeannie C. Riley with some great gospel and country music. And Tuesday night we have Two for the Show trio. They're not well known, but it's one of the funniest shows anybody will ever see. They're the winners of the Gong Show. And Wednesday evening we have one 2-hour concert presented by United Shows. As a matter of fact, they've brought them here. The Bellamy Brothers and Reba McEntire. And Thursday night, Ronnie McDowell. Friday and Saturday, the last Friday and Saturday, will be the Chicago Knockers, all-girl mud wrestling champions, and all-pro wrestling.
And what's your favorite part of the carnival?
Well, it would be the funnel cake if we could find it.